Wake me up before the night swallows. Somebody get me some coffee. It's the Cornbread Man Morning Show on your radio. It's the Cornbread Man Morning Show. It's the Cornbread Man Morning Show on your radio. It's the Cornbread Man Morning Show. Eyes wide shut, hand me a pair of shades. The sun won't show me no mercy. I know you feel me. It's the Cornbread Man Morning Show on your radio. It's the Cornbread Man Morning Show. It's the Cornbread Man Morning Show on your radio. It's the Cornbread Man Morning Show. Why does it hurt so much when the day breaks? Why does it hurt so much when the day breaks? It's the Cornbread Man Morning Show on your radio. It's the Cornbread Man Morning Show. It's the Cornbread Man Morning Show on your radio. It's the Cornbread Man Morning Show.
And good morning on this Monday, April the 13th, 6:03 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get up, pray up, yes, and coffee up. We hope all those are happening for you. Maybe you've been up for a while, or maybe you're just getting going on your Monday morning. Hope you had a great weekend. Some good sports over the weekend. The news was of impending blockage of the Strait of Hormuz on this Monday. So we'll see how that works out. We'll get to that in just a few minutes. But Dave here for the Southern Patriots podcast, radio, TV, soon to be TV. We're already adding that in. And our QR code up on the screen for our new Substack. We'll be putting that in motion this week. Be some extra programming there that won't be found anywhere else. So get in now. Had a few people sign up over the weekend. You can do the free option. There'll be other options as well. We appreciate you stopping by, or if you have been a supporter for a long time, we thank you from the bottom of our heart. Thank you for the like there, Mr. Ben Miles. Thank you for that. God bless you today. Well, what a great race on yesterday. Just a little bit of sports. The great race. Exciting there at Bristol. It was so very exciting to see. We'll be covering all this tonight on our racing show, the Southern Racing Show, or Southern Patriots Racing. Sometimes we call it Southern Fried Racing. But anyway, our SFP Racing Hour and Dirt Report. We'll be getting caught up this evening with the Chaser and others that maybe will stop by. But Chaser, I know he'll be in the house, most likely. Last week he came in, but he had to come in through video. He had some car trouble. So anyway, we'll get kicking on. I think we've got an interview tonight as well. I'll check that in just a moment. I think we have one tonight. Not tomorrow night, but we do have one tonight. Tomorrow night, we I've been working on a guest for a bit from the great state of Texas, and been meaning to get another history show in. And he's retired Marine, has done a lot of War Between the States reenacting. I've ran into him online. We've been talking back and forth for a number of weeks, and this is he loves history. I love history. I've done a little bit of that. He's done a lot of that, and just a lot of different things that he talks about that I found very interesting, and someone I wanted to bring on. And we finally, it'll either be tomorrow night or Wednesday night. I got to verify today, but we're good. We're to go, and that will be 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll get that firmed up and get it in our schedule. But I've been excited. His first name is Eric, and he has been someone that I found very interesting. We have a lot of mutual interest, and I thought it'd be great to bring him up, and hopefully ongoing. Hopefully, become someone that will step in and become part of our history show at times. So when he can, when he's not busy. But anyway, we'll get to that tonight. Again, Dirt Report, the Racing Hour Sports. We'll be talking about that. The Braves pulled out the whooping stick last night, 13-1. Although I didn't get to watch it for some reason. It was one of those games. I've got to get the Braves Vision broadcast, but it was NBC. But anyway, the ones I have, I didn't see it on. But nonetheless, been watching a lot of the Braves. They stunk it up on Saturday night. Oh my gosh, dude, they stunk it up. But exciting race. Ty Gibbs, first win ever, and I have never seen this before. We'll get pictures and video up this evening. Never seen mom get in the car and ride around. what, what a first, and I never remember ever seeing that. Of course, grandfather is the owner of the team. That team's been coming on for some time now, and in the backdrop of the lawsuit that's going on between Joe Gibbs Racing and their former employee, and things that has been said along the way, it was kind of nice. It was a family thing. Their fans, Joe Gibbs, it was all emotional, excited, emotional. He was fired up, but mom in the car all the way to the winner's circle. I was where they interviewed them. That was hilarious to me. But it was a feel good thing, and I thought it was interesting. So let's get our verse of the day. We'll get this on screen. Get this going. Try to get this in very quickly in the mornings, as it is so very important to start your day with the word. For he hath made him to be sin for us, who knew no sin. Amen. That we might be made the righteousness of God in him. 2 Corinthians 5:21. And of course, I love that verse right before that one as well. But anyway, great verse. Great. I love all the word, but it's a great verse. And it is an honor to be an ambassador for Christ. An honor of the highest order to be able to be an ambassador for the living God. And we had a nice Sunday morning show too, talking about the lives of Andrew and Peter, and they're taking the gospel to family and to others, bringing people to Jesus. That was wonderful. I had a good time with that. We'll jump back into that. Maybe look at Peter a little more next time. As I said, let me get it pulled back up here, if I can find it. National Day today. I like to cover these. Oh boy, today is National Peach Cobbler Day. I'm not I like peach cobbler. It's good and warm and everything. I'm not a huge peach fan. The cobbler is good. I kind of like a little ice cream with mine, but that's me. I could bury, I could bury the ice. I could bury something in ice cream on many things. So their best cake to me. If you put ice cream with it, it makes it better. National Thomas Jefferson is today. National Thomas Jefferson Day is today. Interesting. Our founding fathers, very interesting gentleman, and somewhat misused when they look at his letters. Of course, they're always looking for something they said and misapply greatly separation of church and state. They misunderstand that. We were saying so very much. National Make Lunch Count Day, Well, it should count. So, haven't played in years. National Scrabble Day. I remember playing that. It has been a long time. I would say, honestly, decades. But I can remember playing it. I can remember playing that. Um, so that's about it today. They've got some safety or national months. National Decorating Month. I didn't know it gets a whole month. And then our National Tar Syndrome Awareness Month. Important. And Canine Fitness Month. Interesting. There's your National Day today. A little bit of interesting facts about this day in history. In 1633, the first bananas went on sale in London. How about that? 1633. At Thomas Johnson's apothecary, introducing Europeans to this exotic fruit for the first time. 1633. They tasted it for the first time. I wonder what the first people said. Probably like most people, you'd have had some said, "Oh, this is great," and others said, "Eh," or "I don't like it." You put any group of people together, and you'll get all those things. I sit at work sometimes, and this conversation comes up, and everybody has to tell you what they like and what they don't like. It's just the way it goes, which is why it's so very hard to get people to agree on where to go to lunch or dinner or whatever. People just don't like. They just don't like the same things. And what always kills me is that people, I never understood this. I try to tell people this all the time, even in my own family. They will say, "Hey, Ginger, you know what? I haven't had, my wife loves, back in the day, and her hasn't had one in a while, but she loved a banana sandwich." I mean, it does rock. I mean, bananas are probably liked a little bit more than a lot of other fruits, to be honest. I mean, you can put the old banana, in a, you got the whole sweet thing there, So bananas are really liked. They really, and I do like a banana. But you got to get people together, and if you say you don't like something, they'll say, "You don't like this? Oh my gosh, you just don't know what you're missing." And I'm thinking, "Yeah, I do," because you know me, I'm a picky eater. I I don't try to be, there's just a lot of things I don't like, and it's amazing to me the sell job that people try to do to get me to eat certain things, and I'll say, "I just don't like it. I'm sorry." It's almost like they're offended that you don't like what they like. So anyway, in 1849, Walter Hunt patented the safety pin in New York City, later selling the rights for $400. Boy, he come up. And that's a lot of money in 1849. $400. Should have held out for more though. In 1912, the RMS Titanic set sail from Southampton on its maiden and yes, final voyage. And if we hadn't had that final voyage, we wouldn't have had the movie, which some loved and some hated. Ginger, was you the Titanic fan? Biscuit Boy is coming in the house. Slowly.
What's up?
Well, we see him. It's dark or something. Or he's
I'll
got.
tell you what, I can't hardly hear.
I can't hardly see you.
I don't have any light out here.
We can hear you though. We can hear you.
I'm gonna leave and come back in.
All right. Ginger did not like the movie. In 1947, Jackie Robinson became the first black player in the 20th century to sign a Major League Baseball contract when he joined the Brooklyn Dodgers. On this date, in 1970, sad day for many music fans, Paul McCartney officially announced the breakup of the Beatles. But yet, in the breakup, we did get Paul McCartney and Wings. I did like some of their songs. In 2019, the first ever photo of a black hole was revealed, captured by the Event Horizon telescope in Galaxy M87. Good morning, broski. 55 million light years away. Okay. This is the hardest one for me to get. I'm not saying that they don't see it, But I can much more believe that they landed on the moon, broski, than they can see 55 million light years away to see a black hole. That was hard for me to gather in my mind. I'm not saying they didn't see it. Biscuit Boy, I'm just saying it's hard for me to imagine 55 million light years away.
It's hard for me to imagine one.
Anyway, my pea brain can't understand that. How you doing this morning, man?
I'm doing well. Got up a little earlier this morning, getting ready to get the day going, go to the gym, get a good workout in, and probably go get 20 more bags of mulch.
20 more bags of mulch.
Yeah, I bet.
Process.
That'll be an even 100.
I remember one time I went with a guy that I worked with, and I was making some extra money, but that was fine. But I really went just to hang out, for a day. But we got into a project down in Atlanta. He would build his job. I mean, he built a lot of bridges and arbors and stuff for these big apartment complexes down there. I mean, huge. But mainly what I went to help him with, he'd be putting together playgrounds.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh my gosh. I mean, drill hole after that part I hated. I didn't mind the putting together part. That was fun. But some of those he would do the landscaping for as well.
Right.
And we were down there on a Friday. I think it was a Friday. And we were kind of running behind a little bit. And he had the mulch delivered. I mean, pallets of it. And we just got so late, we ended up having to spend the night and just finish it the next morning. But I got kind of sick and tired of taking mulch out. I'm telling you, because you have to have a layer that's, so thick for the landing for the kiddos.
Yeah.
And I got sick of mulch. I don't remember how many bags we put out. I got sick of it. I'll just tell you. I was so very glad to be done with mulch.
Wait till you see all of it that we've put out. Yeah, it's been fun.
Do you have problems with it washing off that ridge, or do you have it? I bet.
Down here where the apple trees and the blueberry bushes are, it just washes right down the hill. So we have to rake it and replace. I guess we replace about every 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, I can imagine,
But it takes, to do all of it, it takes about 160 bags.
Wow. That was always a good thing. And I told him that was a good side biz.
Good morning, broski.
He got he got licensed as an official inspector for playgrounds, which most playgrounds now a lot of them are going to the rubber surface, which is smart because it covers you. But a lot of people have mulch. Like if you have a church or something like that, they don't realize they're out. I'd say 98 or 99% of them are out of compliance. So what you're opening yourself up for is a lawsuit. And now people will sue the heck out of you.
I want to tell you, back when we, used to raise horses and train horses and stuff, we used shavings, wood shavings. It's completely different. I mean, it's a lot softer. Yeah. That's what we would put down in the horse stalls.
Yeah.
And, you have to replace that, just about every day. You got to go in and shovel and all that good stuff. It's just part of it.
The other day, I was coming through the park and I thought about you. The other day, you were talking about, in one of the shows, talking about how you used to guide the horses through the park, Yeah. Anyway, I was going up through there and I was a car in front of me and they put on their flashers and slowed down. I didn't know what they were slowing down for at first. Then I saw it. Some lady on a horse was coming across the road. Right. There at that kind of where the opening where you see the tower in the background.
Right.
Anyway, she come across and we came on up. I mean, we went on and I swear I couldn't believe how quickly she blended into the woods. I couldn't tell which direction she went.
Yeah.
I mean, that trail and it's not even, the foliage is not even up big right now. But I glassed, I couldn't see where she was at. I was like, God, they got in the wood line pretty quick. I mean, I couldn't see. They just blended in.
That there's a lot of things in the park that most people don't see.
Yeah.
There's just so much stuff out there.
Well, it's a pretty well preserved park. I mean, it's a big area. You know, it's not. I don't think it's not the biggest, obviously, but it is the most continuous, well preserved park.
Well, it wasn't the Chickamauga battlefield, wasn't it? The first battlefield park.
It was 1890. Somebody's gonna get on to me. I think it was 1895 or 1898. I don't think it was 95.
Well, I knew it was before the turn of the century.
Yeah. So, and you know, in recent years, they have tried to take that back to the original drawings. And that's why you've seen things change a little bit. They've been trying to get even the tree lines and stuff. They've got some early maps. Apparently, were well done, and they tried to take it back as much as possible to that point. You know,
Be as authentic as it was.
yeah, it's
Back then.
unfortunate, and in one way, you know, they can't do anything with the highway. I mean, I
Right.
would still like for them to have a road, but it's too bad they couldn't divert all the traffic. But it's a state road, so it'd be nice not because people still come through there thinking they want to drive 60 miles an hour.
Oh yeah.
And if you're just trying to have a leisurely drive, well, you're only supposed to be going 35 at the top speed, but people want to go a lot faster than that, and they get impatient, you know,
Mhm.
and they just using it as a short.
Especially if they're running late to work.
Oh my gosh! And it's there was a guy once. Um, you probably worked with him. He don't work there anymore. I've told this story before, but he was going through there one time, and I don't know. I guess the guy thought he got too close to his bumper or something.
Yeah.
So the guy stops his truck right in the middle of the road, jumps out to cut a little bit of road rage, but he comes back with a screwdriver in his hand. And this guy's got his window up, so he's gonna try to knock the window out. So it scares this guy to death. I mean, like this guy like crazy.
Wow.
So he takes off out of fear, you know, what you would do unless you had Walter.
Exactly. Yeah.
So the guy left his door open, and as he's taking off, he's just trying to get out of there. He takes the guy's door off when he goes around it. Door
Wow.
just on the ground. So he's looking back. He's flying, but he can see him throw that door in his back of his truck. So he goes all the way through, and this tells you how many years ago he hides in the Kmart parking lot, very crowded then, people shopping, and he just hid out and waited. And sure enough, I don't even know if he. I said I don't even know if he saw him. He was so scared he was going, but as he was coming through, he saw him, and that door sticking up in the back of the truck. He said he sit there for 2 hours.
Really?
Scared to move. I'd be like, I ain't waiting that long. I mean, you know.
No, the door wouldn't have been what was laying in the road.
Do you like my little picture last night? You know,
The mafia look.
yeah, well, that one, but the one before it, Biscuit Boy's house, got it on the mailbox, and there's two bodies on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Either
saw
Walter
that.
and Walter got that. They came looking for trouble. They found it. You know, I don't know. I was just messing around, but yeah, the mafia look. You know, and
Oh, yeah. That was hilarious.
there's a song that goes with it. I don't know if I sent you the song. I may have, I may not have. If I didn't, there's a song that goes with that. So it's family business. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yeah. Did you get to see the race at all?
No.
Man, it was a great race, man. I mentioned that earlier. I really, really enjoyed the race. It was a lot of fun. Well, the Strait of Hormuz is supposed to be blocked today. You know, surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
The Iranians said no deal.
Yeah.
So I don't think anybody was shocked at that.
No.
They said they negotiated through a third party. You know, the Americans are in one room, the Iranians are in another room, and the Pakistanis are running back and forth. I could just see them coming around the door.
Yeah,
still
they
say
don't want to do that. Yeah. They said no.
no deal. It's still no. They said they agreed on some things.
Right.
So
Well, we've got Trump on the line here. What do you say, Trump? I'm going to bomb the ass out of them.
I watched the last two holes, brother. I was online, as you know, covering, and I had it up on screen, the leaderboard. But I did watch, and I usually watch more, but I was online live doing a Wolf Nation Sports. But I did get to see Roy celebrate his back-to-back, only the fourth guy to do that in the
Yep.
Masters. Pretty cool. Got to see him. His family was there. He made it interesting. This guy will get out to a tremendous lead and then blow it. But it was great, to see the walk up through there. But your eyes get caught by different things.
Right.
And he was walking up to the crowd, or walking through the crowd, and he walks up, and he's somebody in the crowd. I don't know if it's somebody new. He's decided to go over there. He goes up, and he goes up to shake the hands of somebody, and right beside him is a Securitas security guard, a lady, and that is the security company that I was working for until recently, because with my wife's health, I was just getting to work with them. I just told them I had to resign until we get things changed.
Right.
But she was right there beside him. It was great for them. They got free advertising.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she got to be standing there right there when millions of people are watching from across the world. And she's turned and got a big smile on, giving a thumbs up. But he is standing right beside her as he's hugging somebody that's in the crowd of all those thousands of people that are standing there. And I thought, wow. That's the cool thing that happens sometimes with security. She's just watching crowds, and she gets, it's temporary worker. They hire on a bunch of extra people to help. And she got her face on TV. So, think of all the people that she knows. She's probably making, I don't know. If she's making 16 or 18, that's a lot. An hour, and been out there all day dealing with that. And she gets her not 15 minutes, but about 2 minutes of fame, because she's standing beside the Masters champion, and the millions of people got to see her. I thought that was cool. Now,
That is
all
pretty
this,
cool.
I'm sure Securitas will capture that and send that out to their employees. I thought that was pretty cool. Disappointed that American didn't win. Well, I just didn't think about it like that. It is. I kind of want him to, when you're in a position to do that, I thought it was pretty cool that he got back to back, which is hard to do. Heck, it's hard to win the thing, much less.
Here, get up here.
Roy has won 4 times at Quail Hollow in Charlotte. Well, he's a legend. There's no doubt about it. Hey, Howie.
Yeah.
Howie's up and about, I see.
Oh yeah. We're out on the back deck.
Howie's in this new song, by the way.
Is he?
My wife was listening to it as I got it, and she's looking over at me because she can hear certain things,
Yeah.
And I don't know what attracted her attention, but she heard something in the song because it's got all the names listed. I'll have to send that to you today.
Yeah, send it to me.
Pretty funny. So the blockade is on. The Iranians will not be selling oil anywhere.
No.
And Trump says that they will never collect tolls. The old toll. And he says the extortion will end. But on the flip side of this, he also says gas prices are going up while this is going on.
Okay.
So there's a timing. Here's what I think is happening a little bit with this. The Iranians have no cards to really play other than this. They've got nothing.
No, they don't.
They're trying to stall and delay, which I'm glad we left quickly. I think they're trying to stall and affect midterms, hoping that the seat of power will switch in Congress and will maybe neutralize the presidents a little bit.
Well, that's what they're hoping.
And I think that's the only card they have in the one they're playing. I think that's it, because they can't have nothing. I understand a lot of the speedboats are still floating for now, but they've got no other Navy. We know they have that and drones, but again, that has to be becoming a little limited. So I think that's one of the things that they're. But they are dangerous because these fast attack boats could be loaded with munitions and headed toward ships. So, but I would say once we let ships through, we'll be escorting. So.
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't it be if the president steps out and was to hold up like $1 million or something and say, "This is what it'll cost you to go through Iran if you want your oil to go through."
Now, broski, I was paying $5 a gallon for it's. I don't use the ethanol gas. I use just straight gas. and it's more expensive, but it's still not as expensive as diesel.
I know.
There's a lot of price gouging going on here because the United States has plenty of oil.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
We have plenty of oil,
Years
and
ago, and I mean, this goes
I think Trump needs to put his foot down and say, tell these oil companies, listen, y'all aren't going to be price gouging everybody. But
yeah. Years ago, a guy would, diesel used to be a lot lower than gasoline.
yeah,
And
well,
the guy went out and bought a big. What's the biggest Ford? Is the Expedition the biggest one? Or is there a bigger one than that?
the Expedition is the biggest one.
He went and got a diesel though, a diesel.
Yeah.
And within 6 months, that switched. And it's never went back. In 6 months, he was paying the most for. He went from paying less than just about everything because diesel was cheap to he was paying the most. He kept that about 2 years and got rid of it. Well, I have thought about that too, and I want to know why we're not.
That's what I thought.
We should not be buying one drop of oil from anywhere overseas. Boats and shoulder missile launchers.
See, we're selling a lot of oil.
We can.
We sell a lot of oil. We sell a lot of oil
Yeah.
to other countries. We need to start keeping that here at home.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's a money maker, but make the money off of us, at a lower price.
What about all the Venezuelan oil? I mean, we should have a pipeline going there above all those ships coming up. And we should totally cut out the Arabs. I mean, totally start just like, but I know there's a lot of other commerce that's tied in with things that come through there, but maybe it's time to cut the string on that as well and just make those operations, force those operations over to this hemisphere. I mean, all those things that you are making over in Asia, couldn't you be making those in South America, Central America, in America? I mean, even on the cheap. I know maybe you can't do it as cheap here as you can, but ain't there just as poor little nations down on this part of the hemisphere as over there?
There,
make companies do a little more business over here, and when you start impacting their economies over there, they'll start shutting their mouth. I mean, when
their economy, Russia and China both, their economies are being hit hard by this lack of oil.
Good, I say good. Trump has neutralized a lot of crap. I'm telling you, he's putting a hurting on a lot of stuff over there that has been going on for a lot of time, and a lot of this ripping off of America that's been going on.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what. There's a lot of people that have jumped ship from Trump.
Oh yeah,
and it's amazing. But I saw this preacher was on the Alex Jones show, and he told Alex Jones, he said, "You're a war axe." And I mean, he was telling him this. 2 minutes later, a delivery came, and guess what it was? It was a war axe.
Huh.
And this guy was telling him, you have, you're going the wrong way. Trump is a man of God. God is using him. And anyway, Alex Jones, you could see that his thought process changed. And he had Melania Trump on his program. And Melania came out shortly after being on his program and said, listen, the Epstein files have got to come out.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. They have to come out. And, the president's, he's coming around to a lot of different things. But I think he's had some people around him that are just giving him bad advice.
He's always had a problem with some of the people that's around him. I said, and I mentioned the only thing that I had a real problem with before when he was elected for the second time, the thing that really bothered me was those people that was around him. I said, I'm concerned about some of the people of so-called faith that are around him. I thought they might be leading him astray because they have a warped view of prophecy, very warped view.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They're whispering in his ear, praying in his ear. And I'm not every one. There are some good ones there. I'm not going to name names this morning, but there are some of the crowd. There's one particular one that I think is a straight on snake. Faults everything. I have no use for them, and they have gotten the president's ear. And I've
Right.
said I'm concerned about what kind of advice that he's getting. I'm starting to think my ultimate suspicions are becoming true about Trump being an actor and part of the club. We are all watching reality TV and this stuff. Well, if he is, I mean, why would you go the route that he's going on a lot of stuff? I do.
Yeah. No,
But yeah,
he.
I get it though. I understand there's concerns I have.
The
But
thing about Trump is he has not changed his stance on a lot of things for decades. I mean, you
true.
can go back to Barbara Walters' old show, and he was saying the exact same thing back then as he's saying now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Trump can be an actor, but, the thing is, in the elections, we're not electing it's not the personality that, we need to be looking at, who is against abortion, who's against this wokeness, who is against, butchering our children, and saying that, the schools can make the decision on if our child wants to be a boy or a girl.
Yeah.
And a lot of the stuff that the Democrats have been throwing out there is just nonsense. I mean, it's nonsense.
Well, I've said for a long time. I mean, the state thinks that they are the owners of your kids,
Yeah.
and they're not. And yes, the state is there to make sure that there's no abuses, but they're
And
not.
you get on
They
the
act like
wrong
they've
side of
loaned
them,
you
see
the
what
kids.
happens.
Yeah, they act like they've loaned you the kids. That they belong to them, and they do not. But he's the guy that walks in the room, and you can't hurt his feelings. You cannot hurt his feelings. People say he's all sensitive and everything. He walks in like a boss.
Yeah,
He walks in saying,
I
"I'm
agree,
gonna,
broski.
I'm going to be the biggest guy in the room, and it's going to be my way, and I don't care what you say about me." I mean, he's always held that truth.
But he's always put America first. He's
Yeah,
always put America first. I
he has.
mean, you go back for decades, and he's always put America first. He's always said America, is being ripped off by NATO, and all of these other different entities around the world, that all have their hand out. And now, from what I understand, the EU, the European Union, they're trying to devise a plan to ruin the American economy
Well, there's been
because we wouldn't, let them play ball or whatever the way they wanted to. I don't know.
there has been a move to hurt the dollar and marginalize America and their influence. But a lot of these countries that were a part of that, well, they're hurting now.
Yeah.
They thought they were going to hurt America. They're hurting. I mean,
Look at Germany.
yeah. Did you see the video of the German police? There was a Hamas supporter they were dragging out of some crowd. It was a girl, and she was fighting them, and I don't know what she was saying. That German officer turns around and just hits that girl right in the face. I mean, wow. Bam. He'd had enough. You could
I
tell.
will tell you what, all of these Antifa protesters and, all these paid protesters, all these different bad actors, let them go over to another country and do that. Let them go somewhere else. They want to gripe and complain about, the United States and, oh, we're the worst country in the world. Well, get out. I don't see you going anywhere. You keep, they keep coming here in droves. If we're so bad, why does everybody want to be here?
Yeah, it's a cool shot, broski.
Yeah, it was really cool earlier. It's we have that's the Smoky Mountains. Well, you can't see them, but they're way back there in the background. You can't really see them from here. I'd have to go up another level. I don't feel like walking up there. But yeah, we're blessed right here with some beautiful views.
Yeah, I mentioned that the Hodge twins, they've turned on the president big time, and there was a guy that called them out, and they said, well, And they have lost millions of followers. And they said, well, we've lost millions, but we'll get millions back. And I mean, they're holding the line, but boy, they have killed their support base in a big way. I mean,
Well, you know,
absolutely.
Tucker Carlson's doing the same thing.
I know it.
You know,
He's went nuts,
he has.
full on nuts.
He has, you know, started questioning the Bible. He started questioning all kinds of different things. You know, and
That's went nuts. I mean, she's
a
always
lot of. Have you seen the AI generated stuff where he's got a long beard, you know, and got the thing wrapped around his head like he's from Qatar or somewhere?
No, I haven't seen.
It's hilarious. It's funny, but anyway. Yeah, I agree, broski. There are there's a lot going on that we don't know about, but you got to understand also, and this is just the way that I feel. You know, Satan is the prince of this earth right now.
For now, he sure is.
For now, he's already lost, but he's not going to go down without a fight.
No.
And that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing all of this stuff, and you can call them Satanist, you can say it's satanic, you can call it whatever you want to. It's good against evil. But yeah, he does own a house there.
And these liberal white women who are defending the mullahs and stuff, I mean, like they don't realize they're stupid. I mean, they
don't have a clue what they're doing.
Can you imagine them flying into Tehran and thinking they're going to act like that in Tehran? Can you imagine that they really believe they could go over there and act like that?
I agree.
They wouldn't last 20 minutes in Tehran.
No, they'd be arrested and probably executed publicly.
There's Howie, the co-host.
Yeah, he's checking out the movement all around us this morning. The animals are coming out.
He's got your six, man. He's looking out for you. He's going to make sure that the squirrel or the flying monkey or something doesn't come up and take you out.
Something.
Either that or he's noticed another dog over there and he's checking that dog out.
He'll sit and do that the whole time I'm out here.
Howie's cool.
He's a trip.
Boy, there were some big fights on the dirt tracks over the weekend. I mean, some great footage.
Really?
One of them.
See, I miss a lot by not watching TV. I don't watch TV.
Well, I just saw it online in some of the sites we follow. But our friend from down there at Penton Raceway, I don't know if it turned into a fight, but there was a disagreement on their racetrack too.
Right.
They had to go out there, but there was some full-on punch down takedowns. I mean, there was some tempers flaring. I saw one video, I forget which track it was at, where the guy was just ripping another guy's car up. I mean, just following him and hitting him and bashing him, man. I mean, it got hot and heavy over the weekend, but at some tracks. Wow.
Good stuff. That's what people pay to see. They got to get out there and put on a good show.
There was one guy, he gets mad at the other guy. He goes over, he takes his steering wheel from him, and he jumps back in the car, and he's running down the track the opposite way that you're supposed to go. And he's holding up the steering wheel, waving it to the crowd. And in the shot, you can see this girl down there, and she's giving him the double bird.
Oh, wow.
All in the same shot. But the guy takes his steering wheel.
That's hilarious.
Like a trophy, and he's running around with it. I thought, doggone it, that's the type of race I want to go to. You know what? As long as nobody gets hurt, that sells tickets. Honestly.
Right. Yeah. We're going to have to get out and go to some of these races, man.
I know, man. I can't wait. Need to be in the house tonight. We'll talk about all of it tonight as he gets back in the studio. The chaser.
I might be coming in remotely from Studio 2 tonight.
That'll be fun. We've
got we got a baby shower coming up next weekend, this coming weekend. And my wife is in full blown everything's got to be perfect mode.
So your honeydew list is pretty long right now.
Yeah. I've already got my list for the day. And you know, yeah, I got a lot to do.
Busy Monday.
It's all good though.
It's all good.
It is. It's all good.
Yeah. My kind of around the weekend, I guess it was end of the week. My oldest granddaughter turned 18. I was
Yep.
like, wow, crazy, man, getting older.
Yeah. Jeremy texted me and said, he said, I'm surrounded by girls.
He's funny. He's funny.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I wish
But
I wish that his mama could have went with him. I really wish that that she could have rode down there. She just wasn't able. But he did get her a cup, and she sent me a picture of it. He'd be bringing.
Broski, I wouldn't mind going to the Coca-Cola 600.
It's right there in Broski's hometown.
Yeah, yeah. If there's any way that we can make it down there, we'll let you know.
That's a long race, night race.
Yep.
I've been to Charlotte a couple of times. I was on the outskirts of Charlotte where I was kind of stopping, speaking at a church.
That's where my oldest sister, Cindy, that's where she was born.
Really?
Charlotte, yeah.
They still at the church? They still at the same church and all? They've been there for a long time.
Yep. They'll probably Tara will be preaching there until Lord calls him home, probably.
It's been more than 20 years that she's worked at the plant, right? I mean, it's been a long time.
Yeah. He went through another career at Park Ridge.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, she's retired now.
It has it's amazing how time flies and you lose track of it.
Yeah.
And, I mean,
things change, but they stay the same.
You think about you think about things almost like they're yesterdays, but they're a lot of yesterdays away from you. Hey, Broski, I want to know what you thought about the president calling out the Pope being weak on crime and terrible in foreign policy from a Catholic perspective. A lot of people don't like that he did that, but he didn't put him down as being a pope. He just said he was weak. Is that off? You just can't do that. Hands off. You can't criticize the Pope. I don't know what the standard is. A lot of people are mad. Got mad at him for saying something to the Pope like that. But I just think he talks to whoever. He don't care who they are. If he thinks that they're wrong on something, I think he says it. But I just wondered what Broski might have thought about that.
I think we lost Broski.
There was also a big agreement between the United States and Australia over rare earth, $3.5 billion rare earth project. So good to see us doing some more business out there.
Australia probably. There's a lot of that continent that hasn't been explored.
Yeah,
and there is no telling what Australia has.
Truth.
As far as rare earth materials, I know there's a lot of gold in Australia. I mean, from the shows that I've seen, they walk around picking up, nuggets the size of a baseball off the ground.
I would you almost can hear the Gatlin Brothers song in the background. All the gold in Australia.
Yeah.
All the gold is on the ground in Australia.
Yeah, something like that.
Did you like the Gatlin Brothers? Did you like their music?
I did.
They have great harmonies.
Yeah, I like the Gatlin Brothers. I actually got to meet Larry one time.
Playing golf?
No, we were. Where were we? We were. I want to say Pigeon Forge or Gatlinburg or somewhere. It was somewhere up in the Smokies. I know that.
Yeah.
But I was a lot younger, and I was with the family, and Dad said, "You know who that is?" I said, "No, I have no idea. That's Larry Gatlin." We went anyway. He said hi, and all that good stuff.
I remember during the time of COVID, shows got shut down for a while, and he was one of those. I mean, he was a working musician. He said people think we just have all this money. He said, I may have to sell my house. He said, I have it was, nothing that, not millions of dollars. It was a 500 something $1,000 house. He said, I'm making payments on it. And he said, if I can't work, I can't pay that. And he said, we would have to sell. I think they were able to save it. They got just enough work to keep going. I'm sure they're doing good now. But people don't realize musicians, some of them don't have insurance and they just, they keep working. They stay on the road. I mean, that's what they do. That's how they keep making money. Yeah, they have probably more than a lot of people, but it's working. I mean, they're working on the road over 300 days a year.
Yeah.
They're not at home a lot of times. So it was a lot of artists got put in a difficult position because, there's no album sales anymore, really. You make your money by being on the road and merch sales. That's it. There's no money in making albums or anything anymore. They do it because they want to do it. They found ways to do it cheaper, but it's really staying out on the road and just staying busy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine one day? I mean, 100 years from now, and they look back and they see these concerts where people were in these little plastic bubbles 6 feet apart, and that's all they were letting us outdoor show.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what they're going to be? They're going to be laughing like, look at these idiots.
Oh, I'm sure. I used to have people mad at me all the time.
I can't imagine that.
I'm an anti-vaxxer, and I was very, 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 very vocal about it. And yeah, Jerry, I'm sure you had a lot of fun through COVID being a male model. But I didn't wear a mask. I would go into stores without my mask on, and oh Lord, you could hear the gasps underneath everybody's mask.
Did you walk the wrong way where they have the arrows? Did you walk?
I'd walk right up behind them. I didn't. I didn't pay distance or anything like that. And the funny thing is, I never had COVID during all. I had COVID early on. Before COVID came out, I had COVID. Because I had to go through several surgeries during COVID. I think I had 6 surgeries.
Wow.
And I told my first doctor, I said, I've already had COVID. He said, there's no way you couldn't have had COVID. I said, trust me, I've had COVID. Test me for the antibodies. And he said, I'll test you, but there's no way you've had COVID.
Yeah.
Come back. Well, you were right. You've got the antibodies, because I remember it. I had the sniffles for a day. Now, I'm not saying COVID wasn't a bad thing, because it was. It was a man-made virus. It's made out of, I think there are 70 some odd snake venoms that they have found so far in the COVID virus. So it's man-made. It's obvious. But COVID has been around. I'm talking about COVID-19.
Yeah.
COVID's been around for a long time. I mean, back in the 70s, we inoculated our cattle, for COVID. But it was just a sad state of affairs how, the whole world was duped by a lot of people like Anthony Fauci. And I'm surprised the man's not behind bars.
I think Jerry's also told me people would, pardon me, they would get mad at him for walking the wrong way down the aisle. And Broski did have a take.
Okay, good.
Leo is doing. I don't disagree with Trump's criticism, but Trump needs to relax with the AI picks of Jesus. Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Good morning, Daryl Broom. How are you? God bless you, brother.
Morning, brother.
Got all these preachers coming in the house this morning. Yay.
Amen.
Gary, best wishes on your camp meeting this week. I know that kicks off tonight. I think probably 7:30. I pray a lot of souls are saved in your church. I pray the roof just lifts off that place by the spirit that's moving in your, and I mean this sincerely.
Mama up.
And, I pray for your meetings this week, brother. If I was in the area, I guarantee I would stop in. I can't. In fact, if my wife wasn't if her health wasn't bad right now, we'd make a journey one night and come down and see you. 'Cause
Definitely.
I've been able to come anyway, but I just can't right now. But I do. Oh man, in 2018, I spent a month and a half in intensive care. Was never told what I had. I don't know if it was COVID or not.
Wow.
That's the scary thing. I mean, they could unleash, being the government, the globalists, the whoever, they could unleash something today through chemtrails or whatever they wanted to do that could absolutely annihilate a large, most of the population on the earth if they wanted to, while they themselves have the antidote and they've taken it and it won't affect them. They have the ability to do that. There's no doubt about it.
Well, there's no doubt in my mind. HIV, the AIDS virus, that was man-made. And if you think about this, I have this on pretty good authority.
Yeah,
it came out of South Africa during apartheid.
Yeah,
that's where it was created. It's in South Africa, and they did it for genocide purposes. They wanted to wipe out the black population, and nobody says anything about it.
Hey, I love the name on Instagram. Wolfie Lives here. All the COVID deaths, yet no flu or pneumonia deaths that year. Yeah, because everything paid off if it was listed as a COVID.
Yep.
And they just acted like that didn't exist anymore. Like there was no flu or pneumonia. It was all everything. Every death had they tried their best to make that a COVID death so they could gain.
Well, you heard about the skydiver. He had the worst case of COVID I think anybody ever had. His parachute didn't open. As this true story, he hit the ground. They said he died. COVID killed him.
My gosh.
Yeah.
Guys in security around that time that I knew that worked at one worked at a top of place that's basically you go there to die. I don't want to name the place, but it's very close to a hospital, but you go there to die.
Right. Yeah.
And so even here in a town like this, it's not like a lot of urban areas. They were people. I mean, they were people that in the hospital or in this place, they weren't allowed to see their loved ones. They died alone, and they paid. Even they wouldn't let, like they didn't have enough staff because if you don't work, and a lot of these guys were making $10 an hour. They became body bag guys, putting the bodies in body bags as a security guard.
Yep.
That's what they did. All the local hospitals. The security people became the people that would put the bodies in the bags and get them, and the funeral homes would pick them up. I mean, I talked to several guys. That's what they did. People I knew that I worked with. That's what they become for $10 an hour. And
they could eat grass, as far as I'm concerned.
They couldn't bury them quick enough, and so they were storing bodies up. And some of these places in the hospital where they keep the bodies that have died are very small. They don't hold maybe 3 or 4 bodies, and they would be packed in there, as we say, like sardines. Sad to say, but that's true. And this was relegated to security to meet with the funeral people when they could pick them up. And they were renting places under air conditioning, cooler, keep them cold until they could bury them.
Yeah.
Because families wanted to put it off until they were allowed to have a funeral. So that was a horrible time, man. Horrible time.
Well, listen, brother, I'm going to have to get out of here.
Yeah, I do too. I got to go take the kiddos to school. And I beat my sister this morning. But yeah, man, enjoy that mulch today.
Oh, yeah. I'll take plenty of pictures. Trust me.
Everybody have a great day. It's nice to have Biscuit Boy in the house. Broski, Ginger, Daryl, Jerry, if I missed anybody, Wolfie, and others that may have just been watching. God bless you this morning. Have a great Monday. We'll see you tonight around 5:36.
Somewhere around in there.
Somewhere in there. And who knows? We might have a pop-up show. You never know.
We'll see.
You soon.
Have a great day, everybody. Peace.